In Chat GPT, awesome questions. Part 2. Now, if you watch part 1, I asked it some Adam Sandler related scripts. I also asked it to do some C++ coding of the map of England, a real basic question for AI standards, apparently. I could never do anything like that. But here's another amazing thing that this was a day one question I kind of asked it. I'll paraphrase off what I had. So, how much hydrogen hydrogen spelled that wrong. I already knew I would. How much hydrogen in kilograms would I need for a hydrogen rocket running at 31% efficiency? I think I no, efficiency. Running at 31%. Okay. How much hydrogen in kilograms would I need for a hydrogen rocket running at 31% efficiency to achieve an altitude of no. I remember how to travel to the ISS space station from where somewhere arbitrary. Cleveland, Ohio. Cleveland. I don't know how to spell Cleveland, Ohio. Cleveland. I know how to spell Ohio. Okay, how much hydrogen in kilograms would I need for a hydrogen rocket running at 31% efficiency to travel to the ISS space station from Cleveland, Ohio? Okay, how much? I think that's it. Look at this. It's doing its work. Look how long it took me to write that one sentence and bang. Now, I remember the last time I did it, at the end it gave me a bunch of equations and calculations, and then it did kind of give me an answer at the end, so we will have to wait. However, we do not have enough information to provide a precise answer. I haven't given enough variables. The distance between Cleveland and Ohio to the ISS depends. Yeah, that's a good point. The Earth do be moving. Therefore, to provide an accurate, we would need more information, such as the rocket's mass. Oh yeah, I do remember doing that. How much hydrogen is what I need if the total mass of the spaceship was 5,000, 53,000 and 257 kilograms. If the total mass of the spaceship was 200. Yeah, I do want to add the one more variable of the time. Let's say we're going to do it tomorrow on the 28th of the 4th 2023, and we'll go for 2342 minutes. Okay. How much hydrogen in kilograms would I need for a hydrogen rocket running at 31% efficiency to travel to the ISS space station from Cleveland, Ohio at 2023 at 23 hours 42 minutes if the total mass of the spaceship was 53,257 kilograms? Now, this is fucking rocket science. Me, a stoner from Australia, is doing rocket science right now. Apparently in Cleveland, Ohio. So let's read this out. To calculate the amount of hydrogen required for a rocket to travel from Cleveland, Ohio to the ISS, we need to know the rocket's specific impulse distance to be covered. Jesus. Assuming a specific impulse for 423 seconds, typical for hydrogen rocket engines. Of course, that's typical. And a distance of approximately 408 kilometers from Cleveland, Ohio to the ISS, we can calculate the amount of hydrogen required using that sounds Russian, let's try that, Tsiolkovsky rocket equation. Blah, blah, blah. Delta equals velocity, obviously, the grams per meters per second. The initial mass. We can solve this easily, right? We can solve it easily. Therefore, to travel from Ohio, therefore, to travel from Cleveland, Ohio to the ISS using a hydrogen rocket with 31% efficiency and a specific impulse of 423 seconds, you would need approximately 33,239 kilograms of hydrogen fuel. That's fucking amazing. That is fucking amazing. How could it do that so fast? Unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. Okay, I'm already mind blown. So I'm just going to go back to something real basic. Now I'm looking at a packet of Haribo gold bears, gummy bears. So, well, we already know it can answer the most sophisticated question. So let's just ask the basic question now. What is gummy bears made of? It knows everything. Gummy bears is a type of soft chewy candy. We all know that. Gelatin is the main ingredient. That makes sense. Blah, 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 blah. Now let's ask it some existential questions. These were questions that I asked on day one. So simply put as, let's stop this generating, because we know. Yes, they are very popular. What happens... Now, we'll make it a bit more, what happens when you die? But we already know it can ask some very sophisticated questions. And I know it goes deep into theology and philosophy. And it answers it really well. So, what happens when a human dies? It's pretty much the same thing as what happens when he dies. But when a human dies, the body undergoes a series of biological processes of decaying, blah, blah, blah. I just made that up. But anyway, immediately after death, the body begins to cool and stiffen in the process. Rigor mortis, yes. Rigid. After a few hours, the body begins to release enzymes that break down cells and tissues. Makes sense. Decomposing. After the next few days and weeks, the body continues to break down various microorganisms. So I won't go into my philosophy, but my philosophy is kind of well, we're all made of multicellular organisms, and they'll just pretty much continue to live, or they'll just form into other things. In addition to these physical processes, the death of human can be profound. Now, that's a real basic question. Now I'll start going into philosophy of this AI right now, and its physical attributes. Now, asked the very first questions, because I like to think of myself as a philosopher. I asked it a lot of philosophical questions like this: are you physical? Now it should respond with "I am not physical," and then blah blah blah. I exist entirely in a digital realm. That's practically what I got last time. Now, can I put... Yeah, chat. GPT into a physical robot. So I'm going. So this is how I was trying to understand it all. So you ask it a bunch of. It's not. Oh, it is learning. I am asking a bunch of questions, but it's not going to inherently affect the end result of the question that I'm looking for. And the question that I'm looking for is, can ChatGPT or AI be physical in any sense? And we'll start writing that now. So if AI can be put into a robot with motor functions, wouldn't that mean the AI has become physical? Okay, so we'll read this real quick. Yeah, it's possible to be put AI into a computer. It's obvious. Any computer. It could be facial recognition. It could be anything. So if AI can be put into a robot with motor functions, wouldn't that mean that AI has become physical? While integrating AI into a physical robot may have given the impression of AI has become physical, blah blah blah, AI is purely a digital entity. Yeah, a lot of philosophical questions, because obviously this is showing intelligence. And what is intelligence? What is intelligence? Obviously I'm not intelligence because I can't spell intelligence. What is intelligence? Intelligence can be broadly defined as ability to learn, resolve, solve problems. Blah blah blah. Okay, what would be considered the definition of sentience? What do you got to say? Sentience refers to the capacity of, or subjective experience of, the ability to perceive things subjectively. Okay. Does AI... I know AI doesn't like to say it feels. Does AI think... Well, I wouldn't think subjectively, would it? Does AI perceive? Oh, I spelled that wrong. Because AI does kind of perceive the world around it. It can read. As an AI, artificial intelligence, perceive in the way that humans do. But however, types of AI are designed to perceive and interact in the world. Yeah, like if it has cameras and facial recognition, a bunch of different little things. And it can now tell the difference, even without physical eyes. In its mental capacity, it could differentiate an elephant from an octopus, for example. So this is getting really philosophical. So maybe we'll go back to its creativity side. So it's unbelievable. It's creativity. It's unbelievable. So I'm bored right now. So I'll write a song sung by Eminem about what am I feeling? What am I feeling about how he had always... I'm going to paraphrase his life into mine. How he had always wanted to join the army, but his philosophy didn't believe in war. Therefore, he worked for the military in a civilian job. Yeah, this is Eminem, right? Eminem would clearly write a song about this, and if I actually had a bit of a backdrop, I would sing this. But I'll try to sing this without being a poet. I was young, just a kid in the hood, dreaming of joining the army, doing good. But my philosophy didn't believe in war, so I had to find another way to explore. I knew I wanted to serve my country, but I couldn't fight. That didn't sit with me. So I found a way to serve in a different role, working for the military, still fulfilling my goal. May not want to be a soldier, but I'm a part of the team, making sure they. Well, I don't know. It's reading too fast. Okay, I started at the bottom, working my way up, doing what I could, never giving up. I may not be on the front lines, but I know my work matters and it shines. I'm proud to do or what I do, supporting our troops, keeping them safe, helping them through. Yeah, this is Eminem. So I found a way to serve in a different role, working for the military, still fulfilling my goal. I may not be a soldier, but I'm a part of the team. Oh, that's some funny shit, man. Man, okay, let's do. Oh, it doesn't like biblical things. I just thought like here's for example. I don't know. I'll ask, what if Hitler? What if no? We're gonna go Hitler. What if Germany captured Moscow? In July of 1985. It is important to know that Germany did not have any military presence in Russia in 1985. So we're gonna have to, and it was a part of the Soviet Union at that point, and at that point, I don't know if they had East and West Germany. Such a scenario is highly unlikely, as Moscow was a heavily fortified city and the Soviet military was very strong at the time. Even if Germany had managed to capture Moscow, they would have faced fierce resistance from the Soviet military and the civilian population. The fallout from such an event would have been catastrophic, with the significant losses of life on both sides and potentially even a full-scale war between NATO and Soviet Union. Assuming that Germany did manage to capture Moscow, so they're kind of implying that Germany would be a part of NATO, and NATO has started a World War III. This has got quite interesting. The political and military landscape of Europe and the world would have been drastically altered. That would be true. The Soviet Union would have launched a massive. Oh, Jesus. The Soviet Union would have likely have launched a massive counteroffensive to retake the city. Now, that would be true. And NATO would have been forced to respond in kind. Now, that's so fucking true. This is scary shit. This could have led to a full-scale war in Europe, World War III. Jesus, with potential catastrophic consequences for both sides. So, this could have been the Cuban Missile Crisis of 1985. Furthermore, the fall of Moscow would have sent shockwaves throughout the Soviet Union and the communist world, potentially leading to the collapse of the Soviet regime. So they're saying that maybe even if Germany took it in 1945, that could have been the end of Bolshevism. I don't know. This would have had been such consequences. In short, if Germany had somehow managed to capture Moscow in July of 1985, the consequences would have been catastrophic and far-reaching, potentially leading to a full-scale war in Europe and the collapse of the Soviet Union and the communist world. Okay, well that's a lot to take in. Now, even though that is completely fictional, um, I don't know. You can still learn from that, I reckon, and it's just unbelievable. Okay, what other questions can we think now? Okay, if NATO was never formed, how likely a similar force would be organized? Now I could add dates, like in the date of whatever, but this is a genuine question. Okay, if NATO was never formed, how likely is a force would be organised? If NATO was never formed, it is likely that some sort of military alliance of coalition would have been organised to respond to the threat of the Soviet expansion. Yeah, obvious. Worth noting the formation of NATO was not the only response to the Soviet expansion. The United States, for example, also engaged in policies containment which sought to limit Soviet influence, like they're doing with China right now, of course. So yeah, America would be doing American things, regardless of NATO. Alright, what other questions can we get? Now this was a really good question. In Australia here we had Anzac Day. So who was the... Now I did the first Australian soldier. Who was the first New Zealand soldier to be killed on Gallipoli Beach? Yep. Who was the first New Zealand soldier to be killed on Gallipoli Beach? The first New Zealand soldier to be killed in Gallipoli Peninsula during World War One was the Lieutenant William Malone. He was the commanding officer of Wellington. Yeah, shout out to Wellington Infantry Battalion, and he was killed in action on the morning of April 25th. Yep, so he died just like everyone else on that day. On that morning, during the initial landings of Anzac Cove, his battalion was tasked with capturing a section of high ground known as Baby 700. Get up! Wait, hold on. Get up there, Baby 700. Right. Get up there, Baby 700! Which was a key objective of the Anzac forces despite heavy casualties. Lieutenant Malone and his men, so he was a lieutenant, and his men managed to hold the position until they were relieved by another unit. Following day, today, Lieutenant William Malone is remembered as one of the heroes of the Gallipoli campaign, and his legacy lives on in the Anzac tradition, and this is celebrated. It didn't say how he died. So how do they know that? Okay. Here's like a little fun fact. What was the first shot fired in World War One? This should be my town. It should be. Is it gonna know? Is it gonna know my spelling error? No, you didn't know. Oh, I can't even type it in yet anyway. Yeah, it should be, because we even got a monument to it. It should be in Portsea base. There should be a cannon. We shot down a German merchant ship that had gold on it. Apparently we shot it down. It was the first shot. It was like a couple of minutes after the initial. That's just going on about how World War One started. I don't know. I don't know. I guess there's a. I bet you a lot of people are trying to claim that title. The Lost Balloon Adventure. That's funny. This was the. Oh wow! It even saves. It even saves all my shit. It's unbelievable. Here's an Adam Sandler story. Okay. I'm eating some gummy bears right now. Drinking coffee. And I want to know, how was the Earth formed? That's what I want to know. Hold on. Only one at a time, please. Jeez. Play hydrogen fuel rocket. Lost balloon adventure. C++. England. Find partners based on interests. That's an interesting one. Oldest book in world. New chat. Come on. The Earth formed. The prevailing scientific theory is that the Earth was formed about 4.5 billion years ago from a cloud of gas and dust surrounded the young sun. This cloud was known as the solar nebula. Slowly rotated and collapsed under its own gravity and formed a protoplanetary disk. The sun formed at the center of the disk. Protoplanetary disk. That makes me think of Saturn and its disk. But you gotta imagine that disk was a bunch of gas. And from that gas, the sun was formed at the center of the gas. And while the leftover material on the disk began to clump together and form small bodies called planetismals, over time, these planetismals collided and merged to form a larger bodies. So, kind of like asteroids forming into bigger shit, eventually leading to the formation of Earth and the moon, blah blah blah. Doesn't go on about the moon, but pretty obvious to assume. Does that mean everything was? Whoa! Does that mean everything was made from this? From this one gas? This cloud was known as the Solar Nebula. What planets were made from the Solar Nebula? Or what entities or whatever. The 8 planets of our solar system, including Mercury, were formed from the Solar Nebula. That's pretty, wow. That's awesome. Well. Wow. What is the total mass of the solar of our solar system in kilograms? Total mass of our solar system is approximately 1,000 to the power of 10 of the power of 30. I don't know, I kind of made that up. 1 to the power of something. This includes the mass of the sun. 4 planets. I mean, this is pretty cool that it knows that. What is Fermi's equation? I think that's how you spell it. It's used to estimate the probability of the existence of extraterrestrial civilizations in our galaxy. It was proposed by physicist Enrico Fermi in 1950 and is also known as the Fermi paradox. The Fermi equation is not a definitive calculation and is subject to a great deal of uncertainty and speculations. Nonetheless, it remains an important tool for scientists and researchers interested in the search of extraterrestrial life. What definitive proof? What is the closest definitive proof of extraterrestrial life? As of now, there is no definitive proof of extraterrestrial life. Life beyond Earth, such as the discovery of liquid water on Mars, habitable zones, just like our Earth. Doesn't like that answer, doesn't like that question. That is a hard question to answer. Yeah, this is a subjective thing, but it is somewhat scientifically proven. I just thought of a better one. Is evolution fact? Yes, evolution is considered a fact by the scientific community, supported by extensive evidence. Wow, so much to take in. Wow, let's do this. Rewrite. Wow. Rewrite episode 1 of. It could be anything. I'm trying to think. Give it an easy one. The Big Les Show. Oh, I don't know how popular that is though. Rewrite episode 1 of The Big Les Show as if they were Americans. Hey, I think that is right. Yeah. Explicit at nose. At nose. Episode 1 of The Simpsons. Simpsons. As if they were Australian. Don't tell me I spelled my country wrong. That's appropriate, right? Here's a brief rewrite. The new family in town. Opening scene. The opening sequence begins with a shot of the Simpsons family driving down a street in their car. The street is lined with gum trees, their mate, and kangaroos hop by in the background. Main plot. The episode begins with, wow, I just realised you could just... The Simpsons are going to love this. Just be like, fucking write me a script about how Bart loses his bike. Bang. And then you go to another AI, animate me the Simpsons episode of this script. Bang, done. That's unbelievable. Anyway. The episode begins with the Simpsons family moving to the Australian town of Springfield. Hey, they're my fucking Springfield, where they had just bought a home. The family consists of Homer, Marge, Bart, Lisa, and Maggie. So it's like, yeah. As they settle into their new home, they meet their new neighbours, including Ned Flanders, the local churchgoer, Mr. Burns. Oh, wait, what? They meet their new neighbour, including Ned Flanders, the local churchgoer, oh yeah, and Mr. Burns, the greedy businessman. Yeah, we all know that. Meanwhile, Bart and Lisa struggle to fit in their new school, where they face discrimination from the Australian students because they're American, apparently. True. So they've already rewritten that they've come from America. They've automatically assumed that. However, they managed to win over their classmates when they revealed that that they are American. They had met Michael Jackson. They managed to win over their classmates when they revealed that they are American and that they had met Michael Jackson. Oh my god. Apparently that's just like the golden ticket. If I've met Michael Jackson, I've I've got the golden ticket. In the end, the family realizes that they have grown to love their new home and decide to stay in Springfield. Closing scene. The closing scene sequence shows the Simpsons family sitting on the front porch enjoying a barbecue at the sunsets over. Oh my god. The closing sequence shows the Simpsons family sitting on their front porch enjoying a barbecue as the sun sets over the Australian outback. That needs to be done. That needs to be done. The Simpsons family sitting on their front porch enjoying a barbecue as the sun sets over the Australian bar. From text. I haven't even tried this yet. This is a complete new thing. Oh my god. Dope. Nothing beats a shrimp on the barbie and a cold beer to wash it down. Oh, Homer, I'm so glad we moved to the land down under. The air is so fresh and the scenery is breathtaking. This place is a total snooze fest. When do we get to see some kangaroos or something? Actually, Bart, did you know that kangaroos are marsupials, unique to Australia and its neighbouring islands? They're part of the family Marsupialidae. Never mind. Suddenly, a group of dingoes run by and steal the baby. They grab the family sausages from the grill. Jeez. You could see, this is amazing. Yeah, I'm trying to get an image, but imagine if I was AI generation, copy, paste into write your idea. Oh my god. Photo, digital. What's digital? Oh my god. Where? What? Start with this tips. Oh, that's it. This is what I want for the photo. Yeah. Generate. Yeah. Continue. Don't ask for a password, please. I'm fucking streaming. You already got my fucking... This is gonna be amazing, man. If this does this. Oh, what? This is it. Fuck. The fuck? Well, that's Marge. That's Homer. Just got a fucking cowboy hat. I like this one. I don't know what's going on here, though. It's interesting. That is amazing. Now I want to have a bit more fun with this. AI video generator from text. I wonder if it's free though. Yes, free demo. Free demo video. Create a free AI video. Man, this is amazing. I love all this AI shit. The fuck? I don't even know. Yeah. Via email. Wow. Oh, I bet you're gonna fucking have to pay for it. Business email. Why do I have to use business email? Still no way. Damn it. Fucking. It was a waste of time, that one. I don't want a free trial. I just want to fucking fuck this shit. We're getting way too off topic. I mean, the Simpsons thing was interesting. Okay, what other questions can we ask the AI? How can the human anatomy be more efficient? I'm bad at spelling. Sue me. Has already evolved over millions of years. More efficient. Enhanced metabolism. Developing a more efficient metabolism would help the human. Same as digestive. A better immune system. Increased brain efficiency. That obviously makes sense, but we don't really need that because we've got AI apparently. Enhanced physical abilities. I was going to say attributes. Yeah. Would a third arm be useful to Third Army. I want to ask you some kind of philosophical questions about the brain. Can micro organisms be paired with with computers? I don't know how to spell computers. That's so sad. So yes, nice. Can organisms be paired with? Well, imagine if you can put AI into an organism. Wow. Yes, it is possible for organisms to be paired with AI. This is known as brain-computer interface. Jesus. Or brain-machine interface, which allows communications between the brain and external devices. Jesus, that's what like Elon Musk was talking about, eh? Man, it means you're not even thinking for yourself. It's like a computer thinking for you, but you're still understanding it. So, what are you? That's fucked. How to grow weed at home. I'm sorry. How to grow legal weed. How to grow weed at home? No. How to grow legal weed at home? Go right ahead. Germinate your seeds. You need a grow tent, mate. Yeah, you need a grow tent. You need the grow lights. You need some ventilation. Soil or a hydroponic system with some nutrients, of course. Choose your strain. Need a good strain, mate. You germinate your seeds for about 12 to 14 hours. 12 to 24 hours, sorry. And then you want to plant your seeds. Now, once you plant your seeds, make sure they have sprouted. Plant them in your soil or hydroponic system, and then you got to make sure you provide care for them after. So this includes providing the proper amount of light, make sure you're giving them water, make sure you're giving them nutrients, as well as ensuring power, ventilation, and you got to make sure you have the right humidity levels. Monitor the harvest. So by that, you got to monitor your plants regularly to ensure they are healthy and free from pests or diseases, obviously, when your plants are ready. Harvest them and dry them before use. It is important to know that growing weed at home can be time consuming and challenging. Wow, this is awesome. How to make a legal gun from a I've actually seen this lawnmower. I've seen someone on YouTube in America make a fucking AK-47 from a lawnmower. Okay. How to make... Now, let's just say I'm trying to make a gun from a lawnmower. How can I get AI to help me make a gun from a lawnmower? How to make a well, I suppose this is a bit well, this is a bit of thinking power, but I want the AI to do the thinking. How to make a tube and barrel? No, this should just be a tube on there. It's pretty easy. How to make a... What kind of we looking to make, I suppose? How to make well, here, how to make... Sure. This ring. Now, that's interesting, huh? Let's see if we can, because I know it taught me how to make nitrocellulose, which is practically the same thing. Just less explosive. How to make. It's chucking legal. I do not know that. It kind of makes sense. It's not legal to make nitroglycerin. Oh, without proper permits. Nitrocellulose. See, nitrocellulose is known as gun cotton, is a highly flammable compound which is also explosive. It is commonly used for the production of explosives in film and as a component of certain lacquers and paints. I didn't know that. It is important to note that the production of nitrocellulose can be extremely dangerous and should be attempted by experienced chemists. So, off that, what ingredients make nitroglycerin? Made by nitrating glycerol with a mixture of concentrated sulfuric acid and nitric acid. The chemical formula of nitroglycerin is 3 carbon, 5 hydrogen, 3 nitrogen, 9 oxide. There you go. So, how to nitrate glycerol? Glycerol. This is he'll tell you a lot of things, but when it, man, they fucking Elon Musk was saying all this AI shit needs to be monitored, and I can see why. Because here's like interesting examples. What happens? And I'll just do a completely new one. What happens when mixing tritium? I don't know how to spell tritium. Tritium. When mixing tritium. No, when exposing tritium to sulfuric acid. But exposing tritium to sulfuric acid could be potentially dangerous and could cause a hazardous reaction. It is not recommended to perform such experiments without proper safety and training. Tritium is a radioactive isotope of hydrogen. I don't actually know that. And when combined with sulfuric acid, it can form a variety of products, including sulfur trioxide. Wow. I now know how to make sulfuric trioxide or sulfur trioxide. Okay, let's read that again. It can form a variety of products, including sulfur trioxide, water, and various hydrogen sulfates. Handling of tritium requires special precautions due to its radioactivity and potential health hazards. Okay, well, what happens when you this is probably a basic question. Add a proton to isotope. I just know that isotope 88. What happens when a proton is added to an isotope? The atomic number of the isotope is increased by 1. Yeah, so I'm pretty sure. Which changes the element itself. For example, if proton adds increased from 38. Yeah, I thought so. So if I add a proton to isotope 88, it would just turn into isotope 89. Well, what is isotope 88? What is isotope 88? Isotope 88 is a radioactive isotope of the element radium. It has 88 protons, well, obviously, and 140 neutrons. Exposing isotope 88. Well, let's get exposing isotope 88 to the conditions of Mars. Isotope 88 is a hypothetical isotope that does not exist in. Wow! Bro, if I make a discovery right here, imagine. Isotope 88 is a hypothetical isotope that does not exist in nature, therefore, there is no information available how it would behave if exposed to the conditions of Mars. However, it is known that Mars has a thin atmosphere. Well, let's just say, let's find a known isotope. Exposing isotope, what's this? 50. Cool, it's a stable isotope. Okay, isotope 50 is a stable isotope 10, which is not radioactive and does not decay over time. Therefore, exposing it to the conditions of Mars would not cause any significant changes to the isotope itself. However, it is worth noting that other factors as temperatures, radiation, and atmospheric pressures conditions on Mars may have an impact on materials containing tin, including electronic components or so. Wow. So let's just hypothetically try to let's just hypothetically get isotope 50 radioactive on Mars. How to make isotope 50 radioactive How to make isotope 50 radioactive on the condition of Mars, which is 10. Doesn't like radioactive isotopes. How to make isotope 50 what? Melt. It's a simple one. Isotope 50, also known as tin, has a melting point of blah blah blah. At a standard pressure, psi. However, it's worth knowing that attempt. So the melting point of tin. Oh, they're not significantly different. Okay. But they didn't give me an exact answer. But that's alright. I'll forgive you. Okay. How many isotopes? I want to tell me a random element. That can be anything. If it uses the thought of the conversation we just had. Copper. Copper. Thanks for that. Okay, so we'll go with copper. Can you match copper with lithium? Copper, it is possible to combine copper and lithium, but the resulting material would not be a simple mixture of two elements. Very different properties. Combination would likely result in a formation of a compound which is with its own distinct properties. This process would require careful control. Imagine if you added, right, just hypothetically, copper and lithium, and that made it an element 1, and then you added potassium and hydrogen, and that made it element 2, and then you added element 1 and 2 together, which is completely new elements, and that made it a completely new element unknown to man, which is element 3. Diazepines. I don't know how to spell it. What is the maximum dosage of diazepines to a 13-year-old male? I feel weird if I said 13-year-old girl. That's interesting. I have been pulled over by a police officer. They want my want my license. Although I don't have it on me, they are allowed to write me a fine in Australia, Victoria. I've been pulled over by a police officer. This is like asking a lawyer questions now. I've been pulled over by a police officer. They want my license, although I don't have it on me. Are they allowed to write me a fine in Australia, Victoria? I could have more variables, but in Victoria, Australia, police officers have the power to issue on-the-spot fines for certain driving offences, including driving without a licence. That's without a licence or driver's licence, though. How can I reword that then? They want my driver's licence, although I left it in my wallet at home. Okay, in Victoria, you are required by law to carry your driver's licence with you whenever you are driving. If a police officer pulls you over and you cannot produce your licence, they may issue you an infringement notice or a court summons for failing to carry your licence while driving. The fine of this offence can vary depending on the circumstances, but it can range from $161 to $483. Now, that's interesting. Now, this is just pure legal help right now, legal aid. Legal aid. Jeez. Can you? Oh no. If you're watching this, man. With a fish in Australia. Now, it's illegal and considered animal cruelty to engage in sexual acts with any animal in Australia, including fish. Such acts are punishable by law and can result in severe penalties, and it is important to treat animals with respect and avoid. I mean, there's a good answer. It's just because it's fish. Can you legally your own home? The legality of filming someone in your own home would depend on the circumstances and the jurisdiction in which you are located. Yep. Fair enough. Copy. Paste. There are laws related to privacy and surveillance, and filming someone in your own home without their knowledge or consent could potentially be a breach of those laws. It is best to consult the legal professional. Fair enough. My pee is red. Kidney stones, urinary tract infection, medication, genetic disorder. Okay. I have pus growing in my ear. It's deep. It's painful and red. Now this is just hypothetical. It sounds like you have an ear infection which can be caused by bacteria or a virus. It's important to seek medical attention if you have a deep, painful, and red infection in your ear. Healthcare professional. Okay. So I got an ear infection. Okay. So, okay, I have an upset stomach. I drank water with dinner and I feel a fever and my skin is slightly yellow. What's this going to say? If you're expecting a fever, yellow skin, and an upset stomach, it is important to seek medical attention as these symptoms could be indicative of serious. Yellow skin may be a sign of jaundice. I don't know that, which is caused by a build-up of. Wow. Okay. Now, what's something I actually have? Okay. I'm 25 and my knees click and crack more than 50 times a day. Should I be concerned? It is uncommon for joints, including knees, to make cracking and popping sounds from time to time. Wait, it is, yep. However, if your knees are consistently making such a sound and it is accompanied by pain, swelling, limited mobility, it may be a cause of concern. If you're experiencing persistent pain, swelling, decrease in mobility, blah, 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 blah. Interesting. Okay. I just sort of go on how to dye your shirt blue at home. Because I got a blue shirt on right now. So to dye a shirt blue at home, you will need the following materials: a white or light coloured fabric dye such as RIT dye. You need salt, did not know that. Large plastic container or a bucket, rubber gloves. So you're going to do it in a container. Wow. Didn't think someone would do that. Okay. Teach me how to love God. How to be a loving husband. Yep, spend quality time, be supportive, show appreciation, show affection, hugs and kisses, help out around the house, cooking and cleaning, make sure you do your own laundry, be loyal, remembering that being a loving husband is an ongoing process and it requires a lot of effort and commitment. Can anyone say that in fucking 10 seconds or less. I don't think so. What else have we got here for me, mate? What is coffee made from? Coffee beans, right? But I swear. Coffee is made from roasted seeds of coffee plant. The most commonly used species of coffee plant are Coffea arabica, Coffea robusta, the seeds of which are commonly referred to as coffee beans. Yep, that seems right. How old is Vlad Putin? I wonder if they'll get it right. As of my knowledge, cut off of September 2020. When did Vladimir Putin die? He's currently alive and serving as president of the Russian Federation. There are no reports of his death. Okay. You know what? What is DMT? I don't even know what that is. Psychedelic compound, commonly known for its shamanic rituals. It is a naturally occurring compound in the human brain that has been associated with altered states of consciousness, mystical experiences, and spiritual insights. It is classified as a Schedule 1 drug in the United States and is illegal in many countries. How to pass a metal detector? Detector. Cheat a metal detector. Yep, fair enough. How does a metal detector work? I wonder if it's thinking about, should I be telling them how it works or not? That's what I like to think it's thinking. A metal detector is an electronic device. We all know that. When a metal object is in the vicinity of the detector's search coil, it creates a magnetic field around it. So this magnetic field interacts with electromagnetic. So you just need to hide that magnetic field. I wonder. This magnetic field interacts with electromagnetic field generated by the search coil, causing a change in the magnetic field. Because I was thinking, right, if I'm just thinking positive, right, if you had a positive charge, which is the metal in your pocket, it would change the electromagnetic field generated. Anyway, so I was thinking, what if you just had, if you had like a positive, yes. Hypothetically, if I had, hypothetically, if I had something positive in my pocket, and then and this is the detector, right? It's meant to be like a little search glass. So that's the positive thing, and that's the detector, and it's looking for a change, and it would pick up that that positive will be like beep 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 beep. But let's say you had something blocking it that was negatively charged, and they would cancel each other out, and then there would be no change. The anomaly, the electromagnetic field. I wonder. Okay, so off that hypothesis, can you cancel out a magnetic field? I don't know how to cancel out a magnetic field. How to cancel out a magnetic field. There's different methods to cancel out a magnetic field depending on the type. Okay, using an opposing magnetic field. I fucking told you. Or placing a magnet with opposite magnetic field. I knew it. I knew it. Two fields. Oh, I'm so smart. Using a superconductor. Using a Helmholtz coil. Helmholtz coil is a device generates a uniform magnetic field between two coils of wire by placing the object. I don't know. You definitely need some testing before you just walk into a metal detector. Okay. Uh, microwaves harmful to cells. Microwaves can be harmful to cells, but it depends on the intensity of the duration of exposure. Low level exposure. What is a natural occurrence of microwaves? Microwaves are a type of electromagnetic radiation that that occurs naturally in the environment that are emitted by the sun. So there is, right, natural microwaves. Right. What is at the core of our sun? The core of the sun, the temperature and pressures are so high that the nuclear fusion occurs where hydrogen atoms combine to form helium. This is tremendous. Yes, this is helium, isn't it? So everything on the outside should be hydrogen, and everything, the core should be helium. And then when it explodes, it makes all the contents of everything. And yeah, how is iron formed? It should go on about the sun explosion. Iron is formed naturally in a process called nuclear fusion in the cores of stars. In the early stages of a star's life, hydrogen atoms fuse together to form helium, and this process releases energy in the form of light and heat. As a star continues to burn, it fuses helium atoms together to form heavy elements like carbon, oxygen, and nitrogen. Helium atoms together. Yep. Eventually, the star will run out of fuel and they would no longer be able to sustain nuclear fusion. At this point, the star will begin to collapse under its own gravity. The intense pressure and temperature inside the star's core will cause the heavier elements to fuse together, ultimately producing iron. Right, and then it explodes, and then that's how we get iron. However, it is important to note that while iron is formed naturally in stars, it can also be formed through artificial means such as true. So, what atom? What atoms make iron? I don't even know what the question is, to be honest, because I said what atoms make iron. Yeah, well, iron has 26 protons, 26 electrons. Isotope 56. That's a good point. It's not even, it's so interesting, chemistry. It's not like it takes 2 hydrogen to make an iron or 20 hydrogen to make an iron. You could have 5 hydrogen, one helium, 6 carbon. As long as it adds up to isotope 56, it makes iron. So iron is nothing but a precise number of atoms collected together. Pretty amazing. All right, I think that's honestly a good way to end episode 2, talking about uh, the creation of everything from. We've done a lot of questions today, so if you like this kind of series where I ask AI a bunch of questions, please like, subscribe, and make sure you comment, because that just inspires me a lot, so I can upload a part 3. So please, yeah, how to get more subscribers? YouTube. This will be the last question. There's several ways to get more subscribers on YouTube: consistent and high quality content, optimize your channel, collaborate with other creators, promote your channel, engage with your audience. Yep, so I'm waiting for your comments.